Song Mentor. Today's relaxed selection is 500 Miles. The songwriting credit here goes to Hetty West, a female member of the Journeymen, a 60s folk band. Peter, Paul, and Mary also had a hit with this, as did Bobby Bare in 1963. Bare's version featured some key changes and is a little more interesting to me, so that's the version we're going to focus on today. But the real selling point for this song, aside from the fact that it's a great missing home song, is that Gomer Pyle sang it to his girlfriend on an episode of Gomer Pyle USMC. Gotta love that. Here's Bobby Bare, 500 Miles. All right, let's get started. I knew the Bobby Bare version had some really interesting chord changes in it, and even a key change in the middle of the song. I didn't realize that the lyrics were transformed somewhat as well. This is really more of a bridge between folk and country, and Bobby Bare topped the country charts with this song. It still maintains, I think, its folk feel, but there's definitely an added country flavor to his version of this song. And because of the key change, we're going to need 6 chords altogether in this song, all nice open chords. If you look at the rating system for difficulty that I have on the website now, this, I haven't decided yet, but this song is probably going to be a 1 or 2 star rating, which means I consider it, for an intermediate player, a pretty easy song to play. So hopefully you'll find that as well. Nevertheless, beautiful, haunting, great tune. Here are the chords you need. You need an A minor, an open D, an open G chord, an E minor, and an open C chord. And then for that key change, you're also going to need a B minor bar chord and an open A. All right, here's the strumming pattern we're going to use. Now, notice that what I'm doing here is sort of, again, as I often do with these simple songs, is sort of simulating the bass line each time I strum through a chord. So even though I'm strumming through a G chord here, that's the first strum, down, up, by picking the G note. And then the next note, the next time I strum through, I'm picking the open D string. Notice the strumming is a little bit different after that open D note. It's an up, down, up. And that's going to change if I play the E minor chord. I may play the open E and then the B note on the A string. And then on the A minor, I'm playing A, B, A, E, A, E. And then the D chord, the open D and the open A string. So each time I strum, I pick different notes at the start. Now, you don't have to do that. You can play like so. If you want to be a little more articulate with your playing, you can play it like this. It's just emphasizing certain notes and adding a little bit to that strumming pattern. All right, this version begins by singing through the final line of the chorus. I'm 500 miles away from home. That's the intro to the song, and that's followed by 4 measures of just lingering on the G chord. Like so. There's just a little riff to introduce the song, and it's like this. Okay, so we're going to start with A minor, switch to the D chord, and then linger on that G chord for 4 measures. But to introduce that, here's part of that country feel we were talking about. And all I'm doing there is 2 picks down in the open D, hammer up to the E note, 2nd fret, and then open G note. And you actually sing the first word of the opening line on that open G note. I'm 500 miles away from home. Okay, that's the intro to the song. Then it lingers, as I say, 4 measures. And the singing begins right there. All right, let's put the chords on the screen and guide you through the chord progression for the verse. And then what we'll do after that is we'll do a playthrough of the intro and a verse with vocals. Here we go. 1, 2.
I'm 500 miles away from home. Teardrops fell on Mama's note when I read the things she wrote. She said, "We miss you, son, we love you, come on home." Well, I didn't have to pack, I had it all right on my back. Now I'm 500 miles away from home.
All right, the chorus is short and straightforward. We're going to go from a G chord, end up in E minor, and then we're going to play that opening line of the song. As I mentioned, the song begins with the last line of the chorus, so we're going to play that A minor, D back to G. So just simply like this. Away from home, cold and tired, I'm all alone, and I'm 500 miles away from home. All right, now we get into the section of the song that is kind of like Are You Lonesome Tonight here. We've got a narrated section. And you can leave this out if you want to just put an instrumental bit in here, or you could sing through this if you wanted to. But I'm going to do it the way Bobby Bare did it, just to be faithful to his version. And so we'll play through a verse this time, and I'll put some narrative in. It won't be exactly timed the way his was, but it'll be close. It gives you an idea how to speak through the second verse.
I know this is the same road I took the day I left her, but it sure looks different now. Well, I guess I look different too, 'cause time changes everything. I wonder what they'll say when they see their boy looking this way. Oh, I wonder what they'll say when I get home.
All right, well, you'll notice we ended that talk-through verse with a standalone A chord. And the purpose of the standalone A chord is to get you to transition into the key change that Bobby Bare put into this song. Okay, so just to repeat that last line, and I'll show you the transition. Oh, I wonder what they'll say when I get home. Can't remember when I ate. It's just thumbing, walking away. Okay, that's the transition. The standalone A chord gives you the you really need that because it gives you something. Otherwise, you're guessing. And if you're really good musically and have a wonderful ear, you can guess without that A chord. But the A chord really helps you transition into the next vocal, which drops down a full 3 steps to the key of D. Okay, so again, the standalone A chord, and then I'll play through the progression for this verse. All right, I hate finding a sneaky little chord buried in a song that I didn't tell you about earlier. But you'll notice when I ended that verse, I ended with a D. Like that. The final 2 chords you saw there were a D7 and a G. And the purpose of the D7 is da-da-da, away from home, away from home. Because Bobby Bare goes back to the original key for the final chorus, to the key of G. And the D7 is just a quick little transition chord. All right, so watch for that, because I'm going to sing through the final verse here, and I'll end it with the D, D7, and then back into the G for the chorus. Can't remember when I hate, it's just thumb and walk and wait, and I'm still 500 miles away from home. If my luck had just been right, I'd be with all of them tonight. But I'm still 500 miles away from home. Away from home, away from home. All right, let's just play through the final verse, and I'm just going to show you a little ending that I created for you. We double up on the last line, as many songs do. Here we go. Away from home, cold and tired and all alone. Yes, I'm 500 miles away from home. Yes, I'm still 500 miles away from home. Okay, just to show you that ending, all I did there was kind of a countrified ending a little bit there. All we're doing is hammering on the 2nd fret of the 4th and 5th strings, open, kind of a quick slap D. You don't even have to hit the full chord there. And end on the G. All right, fine tuning for 500 miles. Well, after teaching the lesson, I'm definitely going to give this song a 2-star difficulty rating rather than a 1-star. And that's principally because there are key changes. And I started out thinking there was a 6-chord song, which is, you know, it's enough chords. I added one more, and then I added another one, a D7 at the end, so it's actually an 8-chord song. So 8 chords and a key change and some vocal changes in there where you have to change the key that you're singing in as well. Makes it a 2-star difficulty song. But it's a great tune, a great missing home song, a little bit of a countrified version of a traditional and wonderful folk song. There's 500 miles on Song Mentor. We'll see you next time.